New at 9, thousands of patients could lose access to care as the University of Missouri announces that Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield will remove coverage for all MU Health facilities. Effective tomorrow, MU Healthcare's providers and clinics will be removed from Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield and HealthLink commercial plans. Now, this means patients may have to pay more out of pocket or find a new in-network provider. Patients with certain ongoing medical conditions may qualify to extend their in-network coverage. Anthem said in a statement to KY3 News in part, quote, MU Healthcare's proposed price increases would increase healthcare costs many times faster than wage growth for Missouri consumers. We cannot agree to price hikes of this magnitude for our members. You can read Anthem's full statement, detailed instructions to find out your eligibility, and how to apply under this story on our website at ky3.com.